One thing I think you're very familiar with from your own story, and unfortunately, the vast majority of people are today, is that it isn't just the present feeling of fear that is being injected from outside of us. There's also a deep and now multi generational trauma that we keep passing on that keeps us.
Climate change is a big conversation, and it's going to become bigger because it has been hijacked. The science has been hijacked by politics.
Hey, Inspired Tribe, my fellow freedom lovers, it's John Nolan here. Thank you so much for tuning in to another Inspired Conversation. I have the biggest smile on my face today because something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time is happening today, a conversation that I was envisioning, manifesting, and it's here. Today, we're welcoming for the first time to the Inspired channel someone you know, someone you've probably, if you're anything like me, listened to, learned from, and followed for years or even decades, like me. I'm talking about Gregg Braden, and you know the list of his accomplishments is so long. I'll just give you a little bit. He's a 5-time New York Times bestselling author, scientist, educator, and pioneer in the emerging paradigm bridging science, spirituality, social policy, and human potential. Gregg is known around the world as a gentle trailblazer, questioning the narrative and crossing boundaries while building bridges and inviting us all to cooperate rather than compete with each other. Gregg Braden, it's my great honor and pleasure to have you on today. Thank you for coming.
John Nolan, I am so excited to be here with you. I'm thrilled to be with your community. Your community is my family, and I'm just honored and thrilled. I've followed your work. I've followed your music for many years, and this is a media week for me. And I get a little Excel spreadsheet that has all my media interviews. And when I looked down and I saw yours, I had a big smile that has lasted now since the beginning of the week. So I'm honored. This is unscripted, of course. We have no idea where this is going to go. It's a dance, my brother. I'm going to follow your lead, and let's just see what happens here.
That's beautiful, Gregg. You also just told me that you're packing like crazy because you're about to embark on one of your journeys or travels where you fly all over the world. You connect with audiences in various different forms and around different subjects, but always around the ones that I just mentioned. You're such a beautiful bridge builder in the world, and which is so highly appreciated. I want to quickly, before we go into all of that, I want to ask you about something that's really exciting that you mentioned to me on the phone last week. You said, you know, I've been working on this new book, and an interesting development, because you are pushing boundaries. I mean, and now more than ever. And you said, you know, I've been talking to my publisher and they were kind of hesitant and they wanted me to change stuff. And then I met with them recently and they did a complete 180 and now they want it done immediately. Can you talk a little bit about what we can expect from this new book?
Yeah, well, thank you, John. You know, it's interesting how things unfold. My publisher is a good publisher, and they've been really good to me. I've done good work for them. I think I have 12 or 13 books. Hay House is the publisher. I was with Random House before that, and I was publishing independently before that, before I went with any of the other publishers. And right around 2018, 17 and 18, something interesting began to happen. I had a book that was entitled Human by Design. And I don't know about you, but when you write a song or you write a book, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers know this, there is an energy around that title. When that title comes to me, everything I write is supporting what that title is that came to me in that moment of inspiration. And for me, that will always be the title of the book. So I had a book called Human by Design, paperback. When it came time for paperback, they really pushed to change the title. And they wanted to move away from the controversy, I think, of the human by design part. What it says is that we're not the product of random mutations, that there is some kind of an intervention 200,000 years ago. We know this through the genetics, the forensic genetics that we're doing today. They wanted to focus on the self-help part of the book. So they changed it from human by design to the science of self-empowerment, which I felt was not the strongest title.
No.
Not my favorite title at all. And they did that. Okay, that was that book. The next book is being written right now. It's called Pure Human. And that is exactly what I mean to say. It's exactly what came to me as I was walking this beautiful high desert here in northern New Mexico. I'm coming to you from our studio just outside of Santa Fe. And that title came through really clearly. And there's an energy around that because we live in a world where we're being taught and our young people are being conditioned to believe that the human biology is flawed in its very nature. The evidence simply doesn't support that. And the movement to replace our biology with technology, the transhuman movement, computer chips in the brain, AI, sensors under the skin, chemicals in the blood. What the science is showing is that we are this extraordinary potential. We don't know how far we can scale the human organism because every time we think we reach a limit, we shift and we adapt. And that's something that a computer chip cannot do. Computer chip is limited by the stuff it's made of. The energy, the information can only move between the atoms of silicon so fast. And once it reaches that, that's it. It's topped out. It's not scalable. We are scalable and we don't know what the top end of our scalability is. The book, Pure Human, is saying that. And there was some hesitancy around that because of the controversy. So nothing happened. The book has not been published. I'm still writing this book. It's about halfway through. So early this year, in the spring of this year, we had a conference, and the editors and some of the higher ups in management they asked to meet, and I had no idea what we were going to talk about. And to my amazement, and to my joy, they did what I perceive as a 180, and they said, "Wow. You know, you were a little ahead of your time, Greg. The stuff you're writing about is what we want because this is what everybody's talking about now, the AI and the human relationship to AI. How quickly can you get this book out?" So it will be entitled Pure Human. And it took about 3 years, I guess, to go through what we've gone through for them to come to that understanding with me. And I think, and it's not about making anybody right or wrong. I don't want to do that. I think it's a reflection of a shift in consciousness, John, and that it's happening everywhere and it happens differently to different people because we all learn differently through the lens of the perception of our own personal lives. So they're business people. They have a company to run and they want to avoid controversy, and I understand that. And we are now writing to empower our community. And I said to them, if you love your community and if you want to empower this community, there are things that are not being shared in the mainstream that will help them to navigate these next months and years in a healthy way. And this is the thing.
You deserve the truth, but big tech does not want you to hear it. So we built our own Inspired platform on theinspiredchannel.com. To watch the full video and more, just click the link in the video description or the pinned comment.